Here we are. Here we are. Hope everyone can see that now. I just messed up a little bit there. I'm going to pop out my chat and bring everything across. Right, let's try and see if anyone's waiting about, and we'll tell them what's been going on. So, as I wait for people in the chat to come about. Yeah, we've got 3 viewers, 4 viewers. Sorry about that, guys. I've had everything set up since about 7 o'clock this evening, and because how do I explain? Because I didn't go live straight away, I had everything set up to go, and it's been like an hour and a half. It wouldn't go live, so then I panicked, got into panic mode, tried to go live real quick, and I hadn't clicked go live. So no, I hadn't clicked broadcast to the public. It was in private. So I'm sitting away on the screen. I'm like, well, there's no viewers popping in yet. There's no viewers popping in yet. What's going on? And it was all because I was broadcasting to private. So in my private file or in my YouTube file somewhere, I'll have some videos. But we have got Michael Sanderson in the house. Evening, Kev. Grizzly Allen, Dave. Evening, guys. Andrew Forrest with a hi, Kev. I think Andrew Forrest actually found the other live stream. I don't know how. Out and about with Ali. Good evening. Good evening to you. So yeah, so just why there's been a bit of confusion, we'll let some people get in the house, and we shall start on with tonight's topic. We're going back to a topic. I know a few people said come onto the chat and say what's the topic tonight, and it's just, I normally just say it's me just rambling or whatever. But it seems to be popular. It is something that people have asked for and have wanted. So yeah, we're going to get back into topics. Doug, Lover X, oi oi oi, Exploring with Jim with a hi Kev, and Jorvik Outdoor, it says hi peeps. Yeah, for those that's just coming in, sorry about that. Like I was just saying to everyone, I tried to. I was going live since about 5 to 8, but I was going live to a private setting, not a public setting. So yeah, we'll just wait for everyone to come. How's everyone's week been since last week? I've been doing nothing at home, absolutely nothing at home, apart from absolutely trying to puppy-proof the house. We're taking on a puppy soon, and yeah, it's been worse. It's been worse trying to puppify the house or puppy-proof the house than it would be for a toddler. It's been a bloody nightmare. Hello, hello. Says Gavin Zoe Wildcamps. Evening to you two guys. We're up to 11. Yeah, we're getting to near numbers now. So look at that. Got a gouge on my head. Whether it's stopping you doing anything, yeah, it's well, it's not been bad for here for a couple of days. But now, like I say, with getting the puppy, that's going to be 5 weeks of no camping. Give me time to train the dog, get it acclimatised to the house, and get it second lot of vaccinations and everything else. The weather sucks. It's not great, Lee. It's not great. Shall I show you me baby? Where is she? There she is. There's me baby. I'm not sure whether I'm dad yet or granddad. Technically it is Lily's dog. Got any more pictures? This is my favourite one. Oh, cutie. That's my little Mabel. It's my little pup. Yeah, how many we got? Up to 13. Yeah, so we're about getting up to there to the numbers, so we'll get on with the topic. Like I say, people have been requesting it. Whoever's stopping me doing anything, because I read that. I'm guessing you're all hearing me then. I was supposed to check that first off, but everything was going wrong. As you might see just here, we've got the microphone up a bit closer to my face now, and on like an extendable arm, so it can all be moved about. Yeah, so I just tried to print something off on the computer earlier on. All my notes I'd wrote down about the topic, and it wouldn't print off. So I know that I pulled one cable out, so I just wanted to make sure the sound's coming through all right for everyone. We take Cooper camping. Loves it. Daft Cocker Spaniel he is. Well, that's the thing. Because I was doing so much camping, the dog was never viable for us. But after I broke my back and then converted the van into a bit of a camper, my sort of camping slowed down. It's a lot easier camping now. It's just in the woods and stuff. So yeah, and we're doing a lot of camping in the van. So a dog just makes sense. Why Lily's young enough. You and me both, minus the puppy. Exploring with Adrian says hi, Kev. Who hit me on the head with an axe? That is self-inflicted shaving gouge, believe it or not. You can't tell too well on the camera, but all around here is a lot of hair where I daren't shave. After I cut myself once, I daren't shave. Gareth, it's a tick. Sounds coming through great. Oh, that's good. Dogs love going camping. Major Russell used to love it. Yeah, it's getting them to stay over though. Like I think I said last time about my sister's dog jumping through the tent and all that. It was a bit of a nightmare. So yeah, train it from a pup. Plus, it's only a little dog, and they're not that boisterous as like a Staffy what we took out. So now we've got a few people in the house. I have got some notes down. Like I say, I couldn't print them off, so I've had to put it on my phone. And we'll get in. So what we're going to be talking about tonight is just a friendly little debate or a full-out war, if you want to set fire to each other's houses and everything else. It's tarps versus tents. That's the topic for tonight, tarps versus tents. We're going to talk about a few of the pros and cons of each. Maybe my preference, maybe there's a solution to it all. But yeah, as a rule, has anyone got any preference before we get into like my sort of pros and cons? I know a lot of the time it is situation dependent, and that is part of the pros and cons as well. But does anyone in the chat have a main preference? I suspect that many of us, or nearly all of us, have got probably got both or all tarps, tents. Why does the horizon on that look really wonky? Is that any better? Probably a bit too high as well. Like I say, everything's been moved around in this house because of the dog. Doug says 80% tent. Who uses what in the side chat? Tent, tarps or tent? So for me, I don't know which way to do it. I don't know if I go camping and have a Banshee 200. I do like a Banshee, but I'd have to get the 300. I'd definitely have to get the 300. It's got to fit me, Lil, and 2 persons kit. So has Kev gone? I bloody hope not. It looks like I'm still here, Lee. I've just clicked onto my YouTube and I'm still there. So hopefully I'm still there. Maybe just a glitch for you. It's back. It's horses for causes when it comes to tent or tarp, woods, tarp, and generally tent for fields. I went for half a minute. to be fair, this new internet I was raving on about for ages and ages, it has been dropping out the last 24 hours. I think mainly because of the bad weather. We've had sleet and everything falling today. So obviously, if you're on a Wi-Fi through fibre optic cable or whatever, your cables are protected. If you're going through a signal that's going through the air, obviously the weather can have a bit more of an impact on it. Tarp for woodland, says Dave. Camping ground, dwelling in a hammock and tent for the hills. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a bit about a tarp. So this is like the main sort of pros for a tarp. To me, this is what I've come up with. It's not right, it's not correct, it's not the best. It's just why, you know, it's a pro to me. And one of the main ones is being open to the environment. So that a lot of the times, 80% of the time, I'm probably woodland camping. But when I'm not, if I am up in the hills or if I'm on the beach, I actually like to see what is around me. You know, sometimes I can feel a bit enclosed in a tent. So if I do go to the beach or whatever, I like to be able to see the sun going down, the sun coming up, the stars in the sky, the horizon, the waves on the ocean, and you know. So I like how open a tarp is. Even in the woods, whenever I can, because I use a bit of an oversized tarp, if I'm in the hammock, I will have one side normally fully open. Plus you can see the campfire from being laid in your hammock. And, you know, see your friends or whatever. Fall asleep watching the fire is like nothing else. Love being able to see out too. Tents can be too closed up. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just being able to see the reason why you go outdoors is you can still see it. And if we're talking tarps versus tents, we can. The tarp, in my opinion, can be used for a lot more scenarios. So, what I mean by that is that, you know, if you was just going to buy one or the other, you could only ever afford one or the other. It might be an idea to get the tarp, you know, because the tent is a bit of a one-trick pony in my opinion. You know, you can go in there, you go to sleep, and it's all enclosed. If you've got your tarp, you might be able to wrap it around you as like a poncho. You can set it up in loads of different configurations: tarp tents, A-frames, lean-tos, big massive square shelter, you know, to keep the weather off, like a group say. You could tie it off your roof of your car and sleep at the side of your car. You know, if you're in a canoe, make a wall out of your canoe. Back garden, even if you're doing a barbecue in the summer, you know, and it started to rain on you, you could easily string a tarp up and save your meat and save your little, you know, your little gathering with your friends or your family or whatever. So a tarp is a lot more versatile and a bit more useful for me in that regard. And it tends to be, and these three things are massively important if you're going to be doing any sort of hiking. It's pack, you know, it's pack size, a tarp, compared to a tent. You know, when we do a DD 3x3 setup, all the kit, me and Lily can both sit in a 3x3 in a tarp tent configuration. And the pack size, especially if you go down to the ultralight, the pack size is tiny. The weight is tiny. You know, if you're 700 or 800 grams, you know, you'll be struggling for that in a tent for the space and the size comparison. It'll be mad. And cheaper as well. I mean, I know there's a few people putting like cheap tents out there now, and some of them are really lightweight and they do look good. But like I say, for 50 quid, if you had a DD 3x3, you've got a massive tent there for not a lot of money, and the pack size and the weight would nearly always be smaller than a 2-man tent. Another thing, a lot of the configurations, if you set up like your tarp as a lean-to, your tarp as a A-frame, is that you can cook in it. You know, you won't worry about knocking something over because you'll be sleeping on the ground. And we'll get back to that in the cons in a minute. But yeah, a lot of the times you can cook. If you've got it all closed in, then you've got the same problems with either gassing yourself out or condensation issues as you would in a tent. But yeah, that's sort of like. Just share the video on our community card to our channel. Nice one. Uno78, cheers bloke, chat, mate, and all the other English words. Beer symbol, yeah, we've just cracked a beer tonight. It's not a name I recognise, so welcome to the streams. To me, the topic is bugs and snakes. Yeah, well, we'll get there in a minute, Doug. That is on the cons. Talking of which, let's go to them then. So, one of the cons of a tarp is you have got no floor in it. I think there is a way you can get a DD 3x3 into a pyramid sort of tent, and it's still got a floor. If memory serves me correct, I've never done that one myself. I'm sure there is, but it was a faff, and you have to have like a certain size pole or a tree. But as a rule, if you're camping in the tarp, you've not got a floor. So if you would normally take a roll mat between your tent and the tarp, that's no issue. You're still carrying the same weight. But what you might, if the tarp is lighter as a setup, but it is wet, and this is what I was on about with Gareth and Zoe's last video, when they had the stream coming through their tent, you might have got wet. So the only other way you could counteract that is with a bivy bag. But then you're adding to bulk, mass, and more weight overall to your lightweight kit, which is probably what you would want to be using a tarp situation. The tarp for is a lighter weight hiking kit. So yeah. One of the main pros, I said you are open to the environment. So one of the main cons is that you're also open to insects in the tarp. Yeah, so if you are out and you are in the summer, I've had it at the beach a couple of times when I've been camping up on the beach. That there is some bugs about, and they kind of gnaw the life out of you. Another con is that they don't do too well in wind. As a rule, if you've got good ground and you've got good staking points, so you can peg out very good, you're okay. But because of some of the tarps that I do, like on the beach, where basically it's just a shelter just to cover me if it ever rained. If you've not got good stakeout points, you are going to get a lot of like wind flap. So if you ain't got good stakeout points, you are risking the whole shelter coming down basically. And that's because a lot of what I'm trying to get at is, if I go up to the side of a mountain, say Helvellyn, and I wanted to put a tarp tent down, and I couldn't, the whole pegging situation was granite stone. A tent's are a lot more freestanding. They have structure. If you stick a dome tent up and you put like a graphite or a carbon pole or an alley pole in each corner, you've got a lot of the times with tents, you've got a bit of a structure which is more freestanding. If you are in a tarp, you're reliant either on walking poles or a tree or something behind you, and you're not freestanding. So if you ain't got great staking grounds, you could be struggling. Anyone got any more pros or either cons for tarps? Something that I might have missed? Crabs don't normally come above the tide line. Crabs on the beach, I won't be worried about crabs anyway. They'd be in the pot. Might just be me, but I can sleep warmer in a tent or bivvy. Our lightweight tarp and lightweight bivvy setup is loads lighter, smaller than any of our tent setups. Remember to smash the like button, says Lee. Yeah, I still think you can go tarp. No, nothing, mate. Hi, all. I still think you can go really lightweight with a tarp. Like I say, especially if you get something like the DD 3x3 ultralight, you can go silly lightweight. Even I can, and I'm still in the army issue Gore-Tex bivvy bags, which are heavier and bulky. The beauty of the tarps is they're modular. Yeah, you can. We were saying that. I do carry a light punch that can be used as tarp in emergency. But like I say, what I was trying to get at, I didn't explain it very well, but like, yeah, if you don't stake a tarp out really great, you know, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to have a rough night. When you compared to a tent, if you don't stake that out great, it's still got a bit of a structure there. Head net, Tivec ground cover, you're done. I love it when I can go tarp and bivvy. I love it when I can just go tarp and sleeping bag. Yeah, positive for tarps, you can literally make a shelter anywhere where a tent may not fit, for example. Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, and like I say, you don't have to have a predetermined setup. You know, if you take a tent, you've got a, you know, you've just got like, you know, your sleeping quarters and a bit of a vestibule. Whereas if you get to a location and you want to do the fully enclosed tarp tent, you're good. If you want a lean-to with a bit of a fire, you're still good. If you want an A-frame and fit 5 in there, you know, and have 2 open ends, you're good. You know, you don't have to decide before you go. You can decide if you're doing a massive hike, sometimes like you might not make the ground up what you wanted. You know, it might be bad weather. You might not get to the site. Well, had nice level flat grass. You might be hunkered down in anywhere, and a tarp can be used in a lot of different situations. A tent could blow away if not pinned down properly. Not when you're in it, unless it was tragic and it was really terrible. But then a tarp, and either shelter would be not very great in that situation. The tent that blows away with me, and it would need to be a good year. That's what I've just said. Yeah, it won't blow me away. But just general space to weight is massively different. You can get a big shelter out of a DD 3x3 to what you could for the same weight in a tent would be tiny. So we can use a tarp as a sledge. I've seen tarps used. What I've seen them used as a coracle. I've seen someone float down the river in a DD 3x3. Bizarre, but I've seen it done. Tarps are great in a moorland. Find a shelf big enough, and you're golden. Yeah. Hammock or bivvy for warmer summer days, bivvy or tent for early spring, late autumn, tent in winter. I don't know. You've still not given hammock a good try. I mean, you've had a bad experience with a hammock and tarp, so you know you're saying you can't get comfortable. But I'm a slide sleeper for 20 minutes, then I'm a back sleeper, and then I'm a stomach sleeper, and I sleep better in hammocks than I do my bed. I would love to find a low pro. Yeah, well, the first few times since we had the first few times since we've had the new internet, we had no drop frames or anything. But I've just had a look at my drop frames, and I have got 1,000. Hang on, let me just have a look again. 1,284 drop frames. So I am struggling with the internet, and I can only think it's the weather. Yeah, dropping frames like crazy. Well, it is what it is. I can only do the best I can do. Literally, there must be a storm up in the air. I know it's predicted snow tomorrow around here, or we've got a warning for snow and ice for the next 2 days. So I don't know if there's a lot in the atmosphere, but I can't do much about it. It's too proud of that standing puppy picture. It's using it as subliminal advertising. What puppy picture? What's going on? You're a very naughty boy. You're back, by the way. Back. I ain't got a clue what's going on in the side chat now. Keeps cutting offline. I'm guessing that's a pic of the new dog. Has everyone only seen the picture of the dog? That's a mega delay. If so, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn my phone off. It's just one less thing demanding internet. I don't have to turn it off. I've got to just turn the internet off. But that's what I see when you freeze up. What, picture of me dog? I got a nude pic of Kev come up. Hey, do you know when you text me just before? I just gone to the loo. You nearly got a picture of me on the throne. I'll send you the picture later. It's just like my wallpaper and the door handle. If it would have been the opposite way, you would have got a picture on the throne. Check link out later. Okay, I'll do that. But yeah, when it freezes, goes to find the pic of the dog. Unsubscribe. Why should you get married on a camping holiday? No idea. So, I've just turned my phone off, haven't I? Shall we move on to tents then? Shall we do the pros of a tent? And some of them I've already cross-referenced a little bit. Some of them like being nearly freestanding by themselves. And two, I don't know why, but in a tent, I know that Jeff said earlier when we was discussing it that he feels a bit nervous in a tent because everything seems to be really close to you, you know, with all the noises you can hear in the woods and stuff. But for me, a tent, even though it's only a zip and the tiniest thin bit of material, I think a lot of us in a tent feel a bit more secure or safe. You know, as soon as you've zipped yourself in the tent, you get I don't know, you just get like a safe feeling, like the zip is going to protect you from like a mass murderer, or you know. This chat is really intense. Oh, Dave had to drop that bomb, didn't he? Because the wedding reception will be intense. Yeah. So another good thing about a tent is that you do have a floor. You do have an enclosed bottom. If you've got a waterproof bathtop bottom, like Gareth and Zoe did in their last video, you're going to get protected from the stream coming through your tent to a certain degree. Yeah. Oof, that's right, Rigby. Oof. So yeah, and they do have, tents do tend to have better fly nets and better protection from the creepy crawlies. So if you are someone that's a bit freaked out by bugs, insects, or whatever, a tent might be for you. Nobody can see the jiggy. I can camp on my own. I use an Expert 7 cozy and warm. Thankfully, they have that tent that night. I tell thee. Yeah, one of the other things while we're talking about jiggy, which I know Gareth and Zoe do a lot of on their wild camps, is they are private. If I've happened to be camping on the side of a mountain and people have come and camp near me, and if you don't want them to see what you're doing, or more what I was concerned of, didn't want them to see all my photography and filming equipment, is that it is a space where you can hide in, so to speak, or hide your belongings, or when everything's out in the open. If you're on the ground in a tarp or in the hammock, there's a lot more that people can see, which is why one of the camping hack videos I did last year or the year before, I can't even remember now, is why I said that I have like a bungee when I put all my photography and video gear in my bag at night. It's bungeed to my hammock. So then if someone ever did come in camp and try and nick my bag, the bungee would pull me and I'd jump out like a ninja and be doing time in jail. In that advert on Dax, there are dozens of jokes about the fields of blue plastic because most people fly a cheap tarp over their tents. Why don't you get waterproofing over there, or don't you get any decent tents? Why would you have to have a blue thingy? I hate them horrible blue tarps, especially if they get left anywhere. Do you know, like if people have in the woods have made shelters out of them, because they corrode really quick. I know that they tell you that plastic takes 1,000 years to corrode, but then plastic tarps they disintegrate real quick. If you get caught while camping, throw a tent over your shoulder and get out of the property. Whenever I've been caught while camping, I normally tell them I've had a drink and it's tough, I'll have to see them in the morning. And that's worked for me on every single scenario. When you try and wake Kev up to cook breakfast, it doesn't move. Can't remember how to get jiggy. Do they sell that on Amazon? Blue has to be the worst colour. Yeah, it's funny enough because I just put the post on Instagram to try and get people to come across the chat tonight. And it was 2012, April, first ever wild camp in the Lake District, and I'm in a blue tent. And I hate at the time it seemed like a good idea, but then no, it's not. Weekend warriors who camp once every other year, or posh RV types who send the kids outside to sleep. Yeah, we're having a luxury over here. Get on the cobbles. Get in the rocks. You're going to share the floor with the snakes, like a swag bag. And the cheap blue plastic cord. Yeah, I know. It's mad. My bright red tent's good. Can't miss it in the middle of the woods. Yeah, that's the problem. If you're trying to be sneaky. Try some coyote brown if you don't want to be caught. Especially this time of year. I can't really remember a lot more pros for the tent. Howard Ashcroft, does anyone want to buy a blue tent? Love the coyote brown. Yes, Lee. Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember any more pros to tents. Hang on, let me think. Anyone else? Anyone else in the side chat got any pros to the tents that I've missed? I'm sure I've missed them now because I had them down and I'm sure I'm missing something for sure. Sure, and that was a lot of sures in that sentence. Doug, someone put Doug in a timeout. That's the second time he tried to get me with that. Berghaus 3.1, great tent. Should work in a pub, shouldn't I? Cheers, boys. A lot less exposure to elements, also warmer, says Glenn. But that was going to be one of my actual cons, is that you can't regulate the temperature as well in tents. You can find that sometimes, like it's when we went that last camp I did, Lily, it was colder in Lily's tent than it was outside, and then first thing in the morning when it's summer, your tent's too hot. It's a lot harder to regulate temperatures in tents, which is one of my cons. That's why I didn't have it in the pros. Another positive is because they're big and heavy, it builds your muscles up for carrying them also. This means you don't have room to bring other useful items on camp, freeing up valuable time. Gear hammocks, mesh pockets, interior lighting. I guess people have the inbuilt floor, the added protection, the fact you can keep warm. Up with a candle, yeah, until your candle tips over and sets it on fire in the night. Summer sauna tent, we've all been there. It is when you think it rained on you in the night and you realise it's just your underpants that's been drenched and you have to wring out your undies. You see a candle. Better for letting Dave beat one off. A lot of kids inside with a small padlock. Me mind's eye. So, any more pros? Any more pros? Any more pros? Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to knock tents. I don't think a lot of us would be here where we are now if it wasn't for tents and getting us to be out and enjoy the. It's just dropped again, hasn't it? No. Yeah. A lot of us wouldn't be going outdoors, or a lot of us wouldn't be camping if it wasn't for tents. Alexis Towers, has Gareth shaved his head? Gareth wishes it was this good looking. And tents are better for campsites and holidays. Yeah, without a doubt. But then we'll probably get into your bigger tents that you can stand up in and all the rest of it. That was one of my cons, by the way. One of the cons about tents is that if I want a tent that I can take in the hills, I can't sit up in it. I can't sit up. I can't pull my fresh pair of pants on in the morning. You know, I can't get dressed. Shave my head. I think someone thinks that the chat was your chat, Gareth, even though it says Woodland Canberra. And you're not this good looking, kidder. Sorry to break the news to you, Gareth, but you're just not this, mate. Exploring with Adrian and back. What do you mean you're back? How dare you leave? How dare you leave? Do people bivvy under a tarp? We all do, yeah. And we love it. And that's what we're trying to discuss, what other people like doing, whether we like to bivvy under the tarp. Right, let me just turn the internet off so I don't mess up. Then go back to my gallery. Thanks, you can only aspire to be like me. That's right, boy. Got a new microphone. Who, me or you? Yeah, so the only thing I did have is the better in wind. They are decent in wind. If you get a tent anchored down right, it's really good in harsher conditions than a tarp. You can in the Berghaus, sit tall. I bivvy under your tarp, says Rigby. I bivvy under the tarp, says Dave. Fresh pants. How many weeks you out for? If I've done any walking, they need a ring. If I'm in the woods, I can be in the woods all weekend, no problem. If I'm walking, ring them out. Put it through Gareth's water filter. Oda Kev. Yeah, Kev is taller than you though, Lee. Yeah, just a bit. Only probably by about a foot. I bet you could stand up in your van, can't you, Lee? I can't stand up in mine. He's in a 3 foot like. It's like a little lumper, isn't he? Yeah, so the only other really things that I'd mentioned is that, you know, they tend to be a lot more bulky than tarps, they're more weighty. A lot of them, unless they've got like decent vestibules and all that, you can't cook in them. Like I said earlier about the tarps being so versatile, as a tents are a bit of a one-trick pony. The mic keeps buzzing, does it? Having nothing but trouble tonight, aren't we? It's not good. We've got the chats running super silky, didn't we? Yeah. It's gone. Yeah, sorry, that was probably the phone. I literally had it like 2 or 3 inches away from the mic, the way the mic's set up now. The phone close to mic, says Lee. Yeah, that's true, Lee. Weird microphone feedback, says Rigby. Aluminium poles make all the difference, says Doug. And it's gone, and that's better. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I'll just turn the phone back on just so I can see my see me notes, what I wrote down. So I didn't say anything. I know I did see you comment earlier on, Doug, but it was something that I was going to bring up anyway. So hybrids then, are they like the solution, the ideal candidate, or splitting it down the middle? Anyone? One of the reasons that this topic's come up is that I was unsure whether to get a hiking tent to get out in the hills with Lily, or go down the tarp route myself and just sleep under the tarp, you know, with bivvy bags. You know, I can get really small bivy bag for Lil, a little snug pack, and get the Hunker XL for me. In the tarp bag, in the tarps. You know, are they? You know, that one Tigris, I really like the look of the one Tigris, so I could have it as a smoky tent in the winter, just the outer in the winter, put the middle in summer, and it's as good as a tarp tent. You know, are they the future, or are they just? I know, me personally, I'd much rather have a DD 3x3 ultralight than any of the DD tarp tents that they've created, because it's same again. The great thing about the tarp was its versatility. Now if you buy a tarp tent, it's a one trick pony again. It can only be used in the one configuration. And now, even though I was favouring tarps, you know, we've been saying about the tarps and not being enclosed, now I'm going to have the dog in tow. Whenever I keep going camping now, the dog's going to be there. You know, a tent again is enclosed. You know, I can probably sleep a bit easier at night knowing that the dog will be inside of the tent with us. Whereas if I'm opening a tarp, all right, I can probably try and string the dog up to a backpack or something, but you know, it's got a lot more chance that it might see something that it wants to dart off after. It's nice to have a few different options as far as our stance goes. Yeah, but you probably camp a bit more than the average bear, shall we say. You know, I know you're probably limited to, you know, once a month, twice a month if you're lucky in the nicer months. But you're still guaranteed, like, well, not guaranteed, but you're still out there regular. The chat sort of thing is like, if you could only buy one or the other, you know, what are the pros and cons? What should you go for? Oh, we're dropping frames like it's going out of business. Are we back? Are we back? Yeah, we've just dropped another 1,400 frames. So yeah, we've just had a blink in the internet. Yeah, all your comments coming through now. Kev's gone. Kev's a fat fucking knobhead. What? Who said that? It's nice to have a few different options. Yeah, that's where I got up to. Yeah, but if you had one, what I'm trying to think, like trying to get at with the topic is like, which one would you do if you could only have one for the rest of your life? Dan English Woodman, I've just lost it now. Get the one Tigris iron wall stove. I had my stove in it last week and it was brilliant. Wall stove. Is that at the top you mean, Dan? Fucking lost it again. Different trips, different gear. I was thinking hybrids are the way forward. Would be great if we could use the inner and outer separately. Hi Dan, says Lee. Offline, says Lee. A dog steak. Sweet Kev reviews an open shower. Yeah, but then that's just an extra thing you've got to carry. You know, if you're going lightweight to save weight, then I've got to carry a bloody stainless steel dog steak. But that's why I said attach to your Bergen or your rucksack. 111 hashtag comeback Kev. I'm not going to stay on for long tonight because it really is peeing me off. Sound but no movement. Yeah. Your video not working. One means in these chat. One means back in these chats, or just depending on context. I prefer the hybrid. It's like quote over sleeping bag. I'm carrying a load of weight that doesn't get used. Ground sheet over a bathtub for pad is all I need. Video is good here, says Doug. How can you be the furthest away and you've got the best video? If you had to choose, then maybe a 10, as that's coming from folk who prefer the top. But if you combo, there's just sometimes where a top would be no use. Hi Kev, it's the one Tigris iron wall stove tent that I got a stove for inside the tent. I've already got a stove. I've got the alpaca because I can use it in my camper. Do you know when I pull up on a site, if they've not allowed fires, I can maybe get away with having the stove there. But yeah, I am thinking about something like that, Dan, that can be used as a bit more all-rounder. But you know, like I just said to Gareth and Zoe, I camp probably a lot more than or do a lot more varied camps than a lot of other people. So I will always have lots of kit. Unfortunately, I don't like paying for it, but it's the lesser of the evils. But yeah, something like that. I think I will end up with something like that. Tarp poles or hiking poles? That's next week's topic. No, I don't know. The only problem with the hybrid that you're encapsulating quite lightly wet ground, which turns into condensation by a quick warm down, gets rid of that. Yeah. I'm not happy with the chat, guy. Sorry, I'm happy with you guys. I'm not happy with the way it's gone. Keep dropping out on you guys, so I'm gonna have a see if the weather's better tomorrow, and then I don't know. I might have to give him a ring and tell him it's not working. For a month it's been fine, and then all of a sudden we're struggling again tonight. Overall, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 4,500 drop frames, and with the 4,500 drop frames, and the last 4 chats we've had none. Doug says he's fallen in love with the hot tent idea. English Woodsman, I got the alpaca one. It's brilliant but heavy, so always great to have someone to carry it. Yeah, I would only ever use it in the woods, Dan, in my local woods, in the permissive woods. So the walk in there, well, we're allowed to park in the woods, so we park in the woods and walk to the spot where we want to camp. Yeah, so carrying it's never a problem. Like in my last video, it was just I did all the cooking on cast iron, like cast iron Dutch ovens and skillets and everything, because you're not walking in anywhere. You can never have enough kit, but I do feel the house and the car are getting smaller. Well, mine's the van. I'm carrying it all around in the van at the minute. Well, not all of it, like 20% of it is all been in the van, which is obviously not good for my fuel consumption. My kit has its own bedroom. Yeah, it took I've got like a big porch. What is it? 9 foot by 9 foot porch, and it is full. Jack Sparrow, say hello to me. Hello, Jack Sparrow. You can never have enough kit. Oh yeah, I read that. G says that he don't use the poles. I would imagine he uses the tripod. I would imagine that was about. We quite often do it rig B, but lose your tripod for the night, but no great loss while you're asleep. My equipment has its own room as well, says Dan. I have a cupboard in my daughter's bedroom. Yeah. Well, the worst thing is with mine, my porch, it's actually obviously where my front door is. And every so often, if I've not stacked it very well, sometimes it falls. You know, if like I go out shopping, then I come back, like all my Bergens have all fell off, and then I can't get in the front door. And to get into my back door, it's not just, you can't just go around the back of the house. I have to go like down the end of the terrace, all the way down the end of the terrace, and come all the way back up a 6 foot. It's a pain in the ass, I tell you. Jack Sparrow says, thanks, you're more than welcome, Jack Sparrow. Return the favour and drop us a big thumbs up, bud. But yeah, so yeah, I'm a bit annoyed with the chat, the way it's gone, so I'm going to get off and I'm going to see if I can try and figure out. I was watching Netflix today. I was watching a new series on Netflix called Titans. It's like the DC universe. I'm not really into the DC universe, but it was something a bit different, and that was buffering really bad, and it looked like it was in like 420p. So yeah, there's definitely been a problem with the internet today. So I'm going to get off while we're rating it on a good note. Let me just catch up with these comments. You look okay if you don't have a partner telling you to move it. All the best, says William. Hi Kevin. No, we're just off B. Hey Brendan. Hi B. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't have a woman in the first place, because she tells me off for going camping. I got rid of the last one because she told me off for camping. It was like, it's me on camping. See you later, go. Off your trot. It's nice knowing you. So yeah, I'll give you an hour. We're going to try and get this live chat sorted out and get back to like standards we was at the last few weeks. But yeah, keep getting told to put it away. Doing great, man. Cheers, Jack. Right, drop us a thumbs up if you can, everyone. It really does help the algorithms and all that. And we'll try and get it sorted out for next week, and we'll try and get hit me up on either Facebook or Instagram. The links are on the homepage on my channel. If you want any topics discussed in the chat,